proof that Jesus is the Son of God, this person is positing, is validated by a simple formula. That is, revelation plus reason equals truth. Wouldn't you agree? When reason, logic, and common sense are applied to these revelations, the truth becomes evident. What's your thought about that? To deny these truths, I'm sorry,
Yes.
there's a little bit more here. To deny these truths is to ignore reason and thus avoid the truth. And this is Fred from North Carolina. Go ahead, Father, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Fred, I think you're partially right. The great part about reason is that it can, the church has always believed that reason and revelation, faith and reason were consistent with one another, right? And that way we don't have to take, a Kierkegaardian infinite leap of faith across this chasm, right, with a pure act of the will. We can build that bridge most of the way across the chasm, right, so that we can, reason can tell us a lot. I mean, there is a lot of, we haven't even talked about, N.T. Wright's evidence, of Jesus' resurrection, which we might do in the next show, but, we haven't talked about John P. Miracle's historical stuff on the miraculous, the miracles of Jesus, etc. But there is so much evidence out there, not only for Jesus' resurrection, but Jesus' gift of the Spirit that even still exists today. Like the power of the Spirit is still manifest through the use of the name of Jesus to this very day, right? So there's all kinds of evidence. There's all kinds of proof of God. There's all kinds of things that are out there that's really quite remarkable indeed. And so it'll build the bridge most of the way across the chasm. But then what can you do? You're going to have to essentially take that little leap of faith. There's got to be that matter of the heart. In other words, you have to be disposed to wanting to believe in Jesus. You have to know that you need redemption, right? You have to know that there's darkness in your life and that the way out of the darkness is the light of Jesus Christ, and you have to want that light. And so if you say, I don't want to believe in a moral authority outside of myself, I don't care. Wild horses aren't going to drag you over the last, part of that chasm. I mean, you're not going to go there. I don't care how great the proof is. I don't care how great the miracles are. I don't care if the miracle actually happens to you. As Jesus said in that parable about, Lazarus and Dives, right? Even if someone should come back from the dead, they're not going to believe. They're just not going to believe if they don't have the heart for it. So if people say, I don't want to believe, I don't want a moral authority outside of myself, I don't have any darkness in me, I'm pure light all by myself, I am God unto myself, whatever it may be, or I just want to follow my own hedonistic way, don't bother me right now, right? If that's present, all I can tell you is you're not going to have the heart that will be required for that little leap of faith, even with all the reason in the world. However, if you do have that present to you, if you do say, one day you suddenly discover, my gosh, the darkness is in me. There's darkness in this world. I want the light of Christ. I want the light of His peace. Saint Michael, help me from the evil that surrounds me. Right? Jesus Christ, save me. From the darkness that surrounds me. If all of a sudden you recognize your vulnerability, all of a sudden you recognize, you want to be in the light. All of a sudden you recognize that hedonism wasn't the paradise promised, but was in point of fact a bogus offer, a deception from the evil spirit to distract you away from the real light, the real love, the real consolation coming from God. And then you suddenly say, Lord, have mercy on me, a sinner. I figured out the truth. I mean, you could be the latest guy in the world. But if you figure that truth out and you open your heart to the Lord, you try to reconcile yourself to Him by re-entering the church, go to the sacrament of reconciliation, you open yourself to the Lord, then the reason will work. Then the proofs will work. Then the miracles can work.